After the loss, Nunes decided to leave her longtime gym of American Top Team in Florida. That gym is home to many high-caliber fighters, including the current PFL champion, Kayla Harrison. Now, this is what Amanda's wife and fellow UFC fighter, Nina Ansarov Nunes, had to say about the decision to leave the gym.
People probably thought that she left because of Kayla Harrison.
Amanda's been planning to have her own space for years.
Right.
You know, outside of ATT or not, her plan was to still train at ATT and then come here, and until everything started getting, you know, it wasn't so much Kayla, it was a bunch of things, but you can say that didn't help. You know, the night before a fight, Kayla was there and talked with the UFC. She was cage side. Of course, she's friends with Amanda, so she was cheering Amanda on. So there are arguments on both sides, but when you come to a place where you don't feel comfortable and your coaches are also her coaches, it just doesn't make sense. You know, I mean, one of her head coaches was also one of Amanda's head coaches. So how are you not going to point out the faults in your student to someone else if you end up being the one that's stuck with this one, or however they were going to split that? Didn't make sense.
And this is something that ATT has dealt with.
They've done before, and it's
occasions,
never worked out well.
Well, Nina certainly brings up a lot of good points, Alan. In your perspective as a former UFC fighter, I mean, what is your take on the scenario, and would you have made a similar choice?
Yeah, I think it was a smart choice. That gym is flooded with tremendous fighters, but as you can hear, there's pros and cons to that. There's obviously the pros where you get tremendous training partners, but then you can get lost in the mix sometimes. And if you're fighting people that are also training at the same gym, it becomes an uncomfortable place. She wanted to get her mind in the right spot. She opened her own gym. She's feeling confident. She's got her mind in the right spot. When you switch gyms, though, guys, here are the pros to it. It's exciting. It's like a new job. It's a reinvigorating, a fresh start. You have new goals, new excitement about your work. The bad things that come with it, though, when you learn new tricks of the trade, it sometimes takes a while for those to be part of your DNA. You start trying new things that you wouldn't have tried so suddenly. So the good thing for her is this isn't necessarily a gym move as much as it's her own gym. She now has only people circulating around her that are there for Amanda Nunes in her best interest. She is the one that everyone is there to help raise up to get the win in this fight.
Sort of boxing-like approach where
Very
they
much.
often have trainers and training partners who are surrounding them. But Dean, if you're coaching Amanda, who admitted, hey, maybe I was complacent a little bit at American Top Team and my status in the two divisions where I held the belt, what would your sort of focus in fight camp be for her?
The focus in fight camp is just get comfortable. Like, that's the issue with Amanda Nunes, is she has to be comfortable. And in her own place, she is going to be comfortable because she's brought everybody in there for her. Like, and they're not just like random people. These people are familiar with her. Her boxing coach, her striking coach has been with her for years. She took one of her old wrestling coaches that she's been working with for a decade. She brought him in, and then she's bringing in partners. Like, everything is around her that she's familiar with, and it's going to make it a lot easier for her to be comfortable, be happy, and be in a good place to fight.
Dean, you know Amanda really well. Before we move on, I just want to get your take on this. Was there any sort of embarrassment that could be driving her as well? Because she was on the receiving end of this shocking finish that the world was talking about?
I think there is a little bit of embarrassment, but she knows in her heart that that wasn't her. So because she knows that wasn't her, it's like almost like that can take away from her being embarrassed because she knows that she didn't really want to be there in the first place.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.